Hey guys, this is Daniel Krawitz here, and I thought I would do a little video on Bitcoin forks. I wrote an article about Bitcoin forks called Who Controls Bitcoin a few years ago, and I'm very excited to see everything happening for real. I'm basically going to give my advice and what I think about what's happening now. So, in general, I like forks. I don't like altcoins, but I like forks. And the reason is I think of a fork as being, well, it's kind of like an evolutionary algorithm, right? You've got regular Bitcoin running along, and suddenly you've got two Bitcoins, they split, and there's a mutation. There's a little bit of difference between them. So you're like, well, which one do I like better? And you can put a little bit of money on either side to influence which one wins. And it doesn't because everybody is equally invested in both chains when the split happens. There is a very even contest between the two chains. That's not like Bitcoin versus an altcoin, right? The reason money is valuable is because of the network effect. It's because it connects you to other people, right? So you can have money that is, not directly good for anything, but if it is the form of money that society has settled upon as the one that they use by default, then it's valuable because they're all connected with that money, okay? So the network effect is what makes the money valuable. Well, when you've got a fork, you've got the same investors, owning the same amounts. So you kind of cancel out the network effect, and that's when technical differences become important. That's when you can start really looking at the differences and deciding which one you like better. Now, if you are good at designing Bitcoin, then you will make money by choosing the correct fork, right? So this is a process that rewards good designers. Okay, if you're good at designing, then you get more money, and if you're bad at it, then you get less money. And if you don't want to be involved, then you just don't do anything, and you're fine. See, so to me, forks are good because they put the investors in control. Okay, so investors are given a choice, and they choose which one they like better. So one thing that I don't like in Bitcoin is when developers have a higher social status than investors. It should be the other way around. Okay, developers should be below investors. Okay, I mean, really, when I talked about an evolutionary algorithm, you can kind of think of the developers as being like random mutations. They're just random number generators, right? Like if you've got a Darwinian process that you can use to design something, it doesn't have to be intelligent. So basically, think of the developers as being like random number generators, and you, the investor, choose which randomly generated mutation is closer to the Bitcoin that you want. That's how I think about it. Now, I think it's good to think of yourself as God if you're a Bitcoin investor. So if you're an investor, you're God, and you've got two groups of people who are both vying for your favor. They're both trying to sway you to your side. Don't be loyal to one side. Okay, that's how you lose money. That's how you take on more risk than you need to, right? You don't want to be loyal, but if one side, is better, then you might want to give them a little help, right? So you're God, and you're thinking like, who do I elevate to my heavenly paradise, and who do I dump in the pit of fire? Okay, so I said now okay, as a contrast to what I think is good, let's think about Ethereum. Okay, to me, Ethereum is like Vitalik Buterin, boy genius, is the god, and the investors are the worshippers. So the investors are all saying like, please show us the way, Vitalik. We are not worthy. We cannot understand your vast intelligence. And they just go along with him no matter how stupid his ideas are. Okay? I mean, so that's not what I like. The investors should be in charge. Okay, if it should be the other way around. Like the investors. Well, think of like the Bible. Okay, think of the investors as being like Yahweh, and think of like the core devs as being like Israel. Okay, so you, the investor, your God, you go look at them and you see like, are my people following my laws? Do I send a plague, or do I give them a good harvest? Okay, that's really like, I think that's a good attitude to have. So when to me, what's been happening in Bitcoin the last couple of years has been like the Tower of Babel. Okay, it's like the developers are in charge. Okay, they are designing a system that puts them in the place of God. Okay, that's what I don't like. So the appropriate thing is to smash. Okay, so now we've got a bunch of little Bitcoins running around, and we can say which ones we like, which ones are going to be the future of Bitcoin. Okay, it's just like you put the people apart by creating all the new languages, right? Just like in the Bible. So that's kind of what I think about Bitcoin forks. Let me know how you enjoyed the video. Thanks.